Hello and welcome. My name is Penny Meckley Porter. I'm here in Erie, PA, owner of Thrive Therapy Space, and I'm glad you have decided to join me today to learn a little bit more about this topic of using mindfulness in the face of uncertainty. So I'll be doing some explaining as we go through, but I thought rather than talk a lot ahead of time, we'll just go ahead and get started on how we can use mindfulness when we're facing uncertainty. Of course, now we're facing a lot of uncertainty, right? I mean, there's things going on politically, certain political situations. There's COVID, of course. There's job uncertainties. We have so much uncertainty right now. Things just really are more uncertain than they have been for most of us in the past. So let's get started. I would like you to sit comfortably, probably in a chair, maybe on a couch. Closing your eyes. And first, I'd like you to bring your awareness to your breath. That familiar friend, your breath. Noticing your chest cavity as it expands and contracts. Feeling the expansion and contraction of your lungs, your chest cavity. And for those of you who prefer to notice at the nose, there's a sound that you can hear when you breathe. And perhaps you can feel the sensations of the breath going in and out. You're just tuning in there where you normally like to tune into. You're taking your time, tuning into your breath. Next, I would like you to notice your feet flat on the floor. If they're flat on the floor, they don't have to be. I'd like you to notice your feet and notice your body touching your chair. This part of our exercise can be kind of grounding. As I said, noticing your feet, noticing your body everywhere it touches your chair, your couch, and knowing that the energy of your body is grounded through the chair, couch, your feet. And so you're grounded into the earth. I hope you feel safe where you're sitting. So you've taken time out of your day, you've paused your day, you're grounded, you're safe. Next, please bring your awareness to the uncertainties that you are facing. There are probably a couple of big uncertainties that you probably feel like if you just had answers, you'd feel better. It could be, how long is COVID going to last? Is it going to impact you? Is it going to impact your family? If it's already impacted you significantly, how long will that last? When will things get back to normal? Politically, of course, you can have many questions about how things are going, how they're not going, what you want to happen, whether that will happen. Of course, you can have other areas of uncertainty in your life. So just picking one or two of these big questions. And coming back to my voice, coming back to the question without necessarily getting caught up in trying to figure it out, which is easier said than done. Another piece of the question can be, why do people behave as they do, or why is this thing happening? But again, some piece of all of this will feel bigger. So pick one or two that feel extra big. And now that you have those questions in your mind, I want you to take a moment to feel your feet again. Feel your body touching your chair again. Because part of what you can be learning is to stay grounded or more grounded as you contemplate these questions. All right, next, bring your awareness to your body and where you feel the uncertainty. So here you have these big questions. Where do you feel the uncertainty in your body? There's going to be a place or places that feel a certain way to you. It's likely to be a familiar way that it feels in a familiar place. So I'll be quiet here briefly as you tune into your body. Check with yourself to see where you feel all of this uncertainty in your body. Good, so you're noticing hopefully where you feel this uncertainty. When I ask my clients in my therapy practice where they feel this kind of thing, oftentimes it's in the body. Sometimes it is in the brain. Sometimes people identify that their brain is spinning or they feel something in their head for sure. Oftentimes it's in the body, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a sense of being on edge. You're just noticing for you how all of this uncertainty feels and where. So keep breathing, check in with your breath. Then I'd like you to picture, let's say you had answers. Let's say all of a sudden, boom, you had answers about whether you and your family are safe, whether from COVID, that COVID's going to end. We're going to have a vaccination. It's all going to be okay on August 23rd, 2021. Whatever it is, let's just imagine here briefly that all of a sudden you did have answers. How would that feel different in your body? Imagine now that you have answers. Well, we don't know what they are, but imagine that you have answers. And allow yourself to feel that in your body. Again, you're imagining that you do have answers. You're not imagining what the answers are, but just that sense in your body that there's no more uncertainty. Good. And so now I want you to kind of be contrasting, you probably already are, how it feels when you're really engaged with all this uncertainty versus how it feels as if you weren't so worried about all this uncertainty. This part of the exercise is just to increase your awareness of the difference and also of your own contribution to how you feel with all this uncertainty, right? I mean, for me, I don't know, you can keep your eyes closed, or if you do look, for me, uncertainty feels like this. Now, right now I'm squatting, you can't even tell. Uncertainty feels like this. Okay, and so it might feel different in your body, but that's such a big difference between, if somehow the uncertainty goes away, I feel more relaxed, at peace, relieved. That's the word I was looking for. Relieved. So today we're not going to figure out the uncertainty. We're not. But what if from today on, you can be noticing that when you have all these uncertainties in your mind, that you probably activate your body in some way, some kind of clenching or anticipation. And maybe you just try to, I don't know, release some of that, even without answers. So that's the piece where we're really kind of looking at the body and feeling the body with all of this uncertainty. Next, closing your eyes again in case you opened them to see me being uncertain. Closing your eyes, bring your awareness back to your breath. And then next, bring in your awareness again to these questions, these unanswered questions and all this uncertainty. And this time, instead of noticing where you feel it in your body, I'd like you to notice what emotions are there with the uncertainty. How do you feel in the face of all this uncertainty? There are likely to be a few feelings, if not many. So you're just noticing maybe anxiety or fear, maybe on edge, frustrated, sad, any number of feelings. Right now, you're tuning in to these emotions. And as you tune in, you could even take it one emotion at a time. Let's say you tune into anxiety. Tune into anxiety. You're noticing it. Next, acknowledge it. That's anxiety. Next, allow it. Allow the anxiety because it's there. Allow it. That means don't put a lid on it, try to shove it down. Kind of allow it. Then I'd like you to validate it. Oh, I'm feeling really anxious. There's no judgment in my voice, right? You don't hear any judgment at all. Oh, feeling super anxious about this. Oh, let's validate it even more. How about this? Of course, I'm feeling anxious about this. It's very difficult. And then let's just let it flow. Wherever this emotion is in your body, you're just kind of picturing water washing through, not to force it out, but just to have this water kind of washing through this part of your body. Next emotion, um, whatever it is, frustration, fear, sadness. Your next emotion, I'd like you to notice it, acknowledge it. Oh, allow it in your body, in your brain. Validate it. I am feeling this sadness. Or, of course, I'm feeling this sadness. It's all pretty difficult. And then allowing it to have this water passing by it. This way the emotions don't get so stuck in there. We don't have to keep a lid on it. We can allow the emotions, allow it to pass through. It's kind of a different approach to use with our emotions. Okay, good job on that. Next, bring your awareness back to your breath again. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. And then our last little piece of this exercise, I want you to bring your awareness to what happens in your brain with all of this uncertainty. Maybe the more you think about it, the more your brain kind of like speeds up. Maybe you ruminate. Us therapists have all kinds of words for ruminate. How about ruminate, perseverate, spin, churn? Do you ever notice that you're thinking about the same thing over and over and over again? Some people get caught up in conversations. I do. Yes, I spin some on these thoughts, but then I get caught up in these conversations. I can literally have endless conversations in my mind, but it's not helpful. Another thing that sometimes people do, they're asking why, and then they're looking at the problem from all of these different angles. Picture like a diamond, and you can turn it around and you can see the diamond. I guess it depends on the cut, but you can see the diamond from all of these different angles. You see different facets of the diamond. So we can find ourselves looking at different facets of the problem. And generally, what's the goal in all of this? The goal in all of this is generally to understand or to figure things out, to problem solve. Our brain has goals in kind of, doing this. Let's figure things out. Let's problem solve. Let's look from every single angle. So right now you're noticing whatever it is that you tend to do in your mind with all of this uncertainty. And then I'll ask you, if you've been overthinking or whatever it is, has it helped? Have you figured it out? Do you have answers to all this uncertainty? And of course, your answer is probably no. So then if our brain can't really figure it out right now because there just aren't enough answers, there's not enough data for us to come to good answers, then it becomes our challenge to let it go. Picturing these thoughts like clouds floating through the sky. Picturing these thoughts maybe as a leaf on a stream, getting carried down the stream. Allowing these thoughts to move on so that we don't have to stay stuck in the same thoughts and in overthinking. Now we're letting the thoughts go. Letting the thoughts go, which is easier said than done. It's a practice. These are mindfulness practices. We practice letting our churning go. What's the other word? Ruminating. Letting our ruminating go. Because ruminating doesn't actually help. We haven't figured things out. Thinking about a problem is one thing. Ruminating is another. We can think about it a time or two before we basically get caught up in ruminating, but we're letting that go. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. The inhale and the exhale. Knowing that you can come back to these practices at any time. Today we practiced noticing in your body how it feels to have all of these unanswered questions. We practiced identifying emotions and basically acknowledging them, allowing them, validating them, and even kind of releasing them. Then we also practiced noticing what happens in our brain. Oftentimes we get caught up in some kind of ruminating. Then we can let the ruminating go, those thoughts as clouds. So if you haven't already, I'd like you to open your eyes. So I've kind of summarized what we were up to today, right? We're allowing our emotions, we're noticing our thoughts, we're noticing where in our body these feelings are located. We're allowing that, and then we're moving on. So that it really can be good to do your self-care, right? Maybe you want to take a hot shower. Maybe you want to take a warm bath. I guess water's on my mind. Perhaps you want to go play a game, get outside, go for a walk, go in the woods, pet your dog, and really focus on being present in the present moment, because the ruminating doesn't help. It's very difficult. So today we're contrasting, and part of what we're doing is we're contrasting the me. For me, it's me. There's a me who's caught up in all of this uncertainty and wanting answers so badly, needing answers. I often feel like I need answers before I can calm down. So there's that me wanting, needing answers. And then there's the me who's practicing letting go of needing the answers. Just practicing letting go of needing the answers. And this me can be more peaceful. I'm not 100% at peace, but this me can be more peaceful than this me who has to have answers. So I hope this has been helpful to you today. I welcome you to come back next week, again, Friday at noon, live at the Jefferson Educational Society live Facebook feed. And I look forward to being back with you again sometime soon. Thank you.